Ready to unleash the full potential of your race engines? Look no further than BA Custom Headers. Trusted by top modified, late model, and sprint car race teams and engine builders across the U.S., our products deliver the performance and reliability you need to dominate the track. With a wide range of port configurations readily available and the ability to customize your unique requirements, don't settle for anything less than the best. Upgrade to BA Custom Headers today and experience the difference firsthand. Don't get left in the dust.
It's a moment of transformation when humans become heroes and training gives way to instinct. In that moment, senses are heightened to new levels. Every sound, every breath, every second that can mean the difference between life and death. Determination is matched only by empathy for those who need you most. In that moment, you need a tool that rises to the challenge. Simple, rugged, reliable. Amcus Rescue Systems, built for the moment.
DIRTVision presents the Super DIRTcar Series, the Beasts of the Northeast. Featuring the best big block modified drivers, biggest races.
History goes to Stuart Friesen as he wins the Billy Whitaker Cars 200 for the 6th time.
And best coverage.
We have an absolutely beautiful night for racing.
In their 800-horse saddle, saluting you as they prepare for battle.
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
SummerFAST 2025 starts on a Sunday night this year, and we've got a super fast racing facility here in Weedsport. Hello everyone, my name is Rich Fleck, and after afternoon showers came through the area, we're ready for big block power in a big and mighty way around this unique D-shaped oval. 71 degrees is our posted start time temperature. It feels great here in Cayuga County, with just 25% chance of precipitation, and most of it has moved through the area. A track that is normally dry, slick, and produces racing top to bottom will still have good racing, but it's going to be a little more hammered down, at least early on in the night. This is the first of 4 nights as part of the 4th edition of SummerFAST, and with it we should have a whole wide range of racetracks right here in Central New York. This has already been a busy week for the Super DIRTcar Series. We were in action on Tuesday night, down the road at the Ransomville Speedway for their annual Summer Nationals. Let's look back at their annual stop in the Niagara Frontier.
First time around into turns number 1 and 2, it's going to be Money Matt Williamson up in front, Lindbergh in 2, Batman Peter Britton in 3rd, Matt Stengel runs 4th, Alex Payne's going to charge inside as they work off turn 4 for the first time. Matt Shepard 3 wide with Jimmy Phelps moving up through.
Shepard kind of gave a hip check to Jimmy Phelps coming off the corner as they roll through turn lap number 1. Williamson, your leader, side by side right now as you see Peter Britton trying to chase down the 37S and Gary Lindbergh as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson trying to get by the 5H of Amy Holland, but now as Alex Payne quickly pulls into the pits, smoke coming from the back of the 70A, he's going to be sidelined for the night. A tough break for Alex Payne. Meanwhile, looks like Yankowski slowing in turn number 3 and 4 off the turn number 3 and 4. That's going to bring yellow out on the speedway. The 84, something amiss on the driver who's second in the point standings this evening.
Gary Lindbergh going to follow in Money Matt's tire tracks through turns number 1 and 2. Felix Wall looking to the outside of Peter Britton, and here comes Matt Shepard. Super Matt on the march in the Hurlock Auto and Speed 9S. He'll look underneath Hollywood. He's going to go 2 for 1. Shepard now going after Peter Britton for 3rd.
Shepard gets by Waugh, trying to go to the inside to get by Britton. Shepard with a head of steam as they roll underneath him off turn number 2. Shepard looking for the number 3 spot. He'll get it. He's up 6 spots to 3rd, looking for his 6th straight Super DIRTcar Series podium. Batman not going to stop right there, though. He's going to be brave and bold and fire off the outside lane off turn number 4. Not going to get there, though, is Shepard going to hold on to a 2-car length advantage.
Eric Rudolph to the 9th spot, the high mark. Sterling Lubricants 25 off turn number 4. Give Rudolph another one. So Rudy up 5 right now. They head down into turns number 1 and 2. Nobody really ripping the lip. Now Jimmy Phelps will rip the outside. He'll keep the momentum up on the top shelf in his 98H.
Mahaney will move into spot number 6 as they make their way down the front straightaway once again. As they head up into turn number 1 and 2, it'll be 16 laps to go this time by as the 88 of Matt Williamson continuing to lead this one. Now Rudolph has cleared Stengel. He's going to try to go to work on Felix Waugh as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Stengel up on the top side, though. He's going to try to take the long way to get back around the 25 as they come down the front stretch. Great 3-car battle for position now as they head into 1 and 2.
Turns number 1 and 2, Eric Rudolph will get around Hollywood off turn number 2. So the fire starter on the march.
This is it for Money Matt Williamson. He'll bring him down through turn number 3 and 4 for the final time, and for the 2nd straight year, he'll pick up the win in the Ron Martin Summer Nationals as Money Matt goes to victory lane for the 2nd time in 2025.
Matt Williamson continues to dominate on Super DIRTcar Series events that are at the racetrack that he calls home on Friday, in Ransomville's case, Orlando Legends on Saturday night. That's where he has his 2 Super DIRTcar Series victories. He also strengthened his point advantage, but he's now leading over Matt Shepard as Alex Yankowski, you saw, had his first DNF of the year and only his 2nd finish outside of the top 10. Falling out with a rear end issue that put him back to 3rd in the standings. While Yankowski was outside of the top 10, one driver that was scoring his best run of the year with the Super DIRTcar Series, his first top 10 was actually a 4th place run, was the ride of Darren Smith. Driver of car number 12, able to put a whole night together. Qualifying did his job, ran through a dash and ran up through the field in the feature event. Got a little momentum going. He's been running well at Brewerton and Thunder Mountain on his weekly tracks, and he hopes that his Super DIRTcar Series luck is starting to turn around.
It was good to finally, halfway through our season here, running the series, to have a complete night, time trial well, do good in the heat, and then feature well. That's been our biggest thing is, even when we qualify well, when we were here last time, we ran 2nd, and I don't know what happened. We think it was the tires, chunked out, gave apart, but so yeah, it was good. I mean, it was definitely a confidence booster. I mean, there was a lot to take away from it. We had the speed. Now you just got to figure out why we lost it halfway through the race. Yeah, our weekly stuff has been on point. We get a little hot and cold at Brewerton, but Thunder Mountain been doing good. And then we just struggled on the series. So, you kind of take what you get, I guess.
And this has been an okay racetrack for Darren Smith in the past. 6 career top 10s, but none of them this year, 13th, 18th, and 16th in his 3 starts here at Weedsport. So looking to get some momentum going again at a track that he has been at a number of times. He's been running the whole Super DIRTcar Series this season, though. One driver that is making his first modified start of the year, you probably heard the news this week, Mad Max McLaughlin, driver of the Crazy 8, as part of a 2-race stable a two-car stable for Jack Lehner and partnered with Glenn Steyer's Racing. It's good to see a driver that's won a number of times with the Super DIRTcar Series and last year ran with the World of Outlaw late models get back out for these 4 nights of SummerFast. And a lot of people are saying, hey, it wouldn't be crazy to see a driver that won here during Oktoberfest of 2020, won during Super Dirt Week of 2023, come out in here and pick up a win. But for Mad Max, he's just happy to be back in a race car.
I'd say it feels like it's been a year, but it has been a year, so yeah, I'm excited. The only car I've drove this year is Glenn's Super one-time testing it this weekend, so I'm excited to be back. It's been a long time, but yeah, everything happens for a reason, I guess. I come in here with no expectations, no pressure, so sometimes when you have no pressure, that's when you perform well. So I know I got a good car, and everything evolves in racing, like I know that, so I know my setups that used to work 2 years ago probably don't work anymore, but just going to unload, get comfortable, and see how it goes. I only ran 4 modified races last year, but we showed up at the Fonda 200 and in his car and won the first 2 nights last year, and then had some issues and lost a parts failure in the main. So I feel confident. I think we kind of go along with the same setup stuff, and I think I can lean on him pretty well. So I have a lot of confidence. I think we're going to be pretty good. We were up till 5 in the morning finishing this car, so he had to race last night, and I stayed back and maintenance his car for him. So it's been fun. It's been a fun week for sure.
And you can see Jack Lehner in the background of that video thrashing on the Crazy 8. They're working in unison and they're having a good time doing it. The racetrack, they're working hard on that as well to make sure that it's ready to go here at our posted start time. As we take a look at the order of events tonight, the Super DIRTcar Series being joined by the DIRTcar Sportsman and the Mod Lights. You're going to see DIRTcar Sportsman hot laps out first. Super DIRTcar Series qualifying will also take place before our opening ceremonies. Mod Light heats will run first before Sportsman, then Big Blocks. We'll have 4 Big Block heats, taking 2 from each into the redraws. There will be a Mod Light B main tonight. 1 last chance showdown for the Big Block Modifieds, and then we'll run into the 3 features, Mod Light, Modified, and Sportsman. 75 laps being the distance for the Super DIRTcar Series. Our 3rd of 4 stops this year here at Weedsport. Only one other track, Drummond, has hosted multiple Super DIRTcar Series points races this year. Everybody knows it. If you want to win the Super DIRTcar Series championship or even fare well in the points, you got to run well here at Weedsport, but tonight's going to be a very different dynamic. As I mentioned, a lot of water laid down. It's going to be fast, it's going to be hammered down. You almost throw the notebook out as tonight goes along. If you want to get in on the action, you can do so at home or here at the racetrack. Go to playdirtcar.com and you can find a driver that maybe you can win real money on, whether you're doing the daily fantasy or you're picking a driver like Matt Williamson, the favorite, at plus 175, or Jimmy Phelps, he's over plus 6,000, and he's won a number of Super DIRTcar Series events here in the past. Another way you can get in on the action tonight is by joining the SummerFAST Bracket Challenge. It's all new tonight, but you got to get in by 7:30 this evening. If you like doing March Madness brackets, we've got it just for you for racing. Visit the QR code on the screen or check out the hospitality tent with the Super DIRTcar Series logo. If you're here on the grounds at the Weedsport Speedway, you click the QR code. It takes a minute or 2 to pick 8 matchups tonight between the top 16 drivers in the Super DIRTcar Series standings. For example, the number 1 seed is number 1 in points, Matt Williamson. He'll go up against the 16 seed Marcus Dinkins. Whichever driver you think will finish higher tonight, you go ahead and pick them. If they win, you get 10 points. It's free to play, and the winner will go home with 2 tickets to the World Finals at the Dirt Track at Charlotte in November. And as I bring in the voice of the Super DIRTcar Series, Mike Warren. Mike, it's bracket time, and we like doing that with the basketball, and those 5-12 and 6-11 matchups is what we'll keep our eyes on here tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see, Rich, as we get ready to roll this evening, and welcome to the Weedsport Speedway. I'm excited about this one just to see how a couple of these matchups play out. We talk about the 5-12 matchup, Alex Payne and Jimmy Phelps. I mean, I can't ask for a better matchup to kick off the first round. I don't know about you. They
were the top 2 in a race here last year. I believe it was a small block event during the middle of July. And Alex Payne's one of those drivers that loves that there's extra moisture laid down. But then again, Jimmy Phelps knows this racetrack better than anybody else. He's the GM, and he's a sneaky little 12 seed. But again, it's free to play whether you're at home or you're here at the racetrack. Just snap the QR code, but you got to submit your bracket by 7:30.
So, Rich, as we get ready to go here for tonight's racing action, I know one driver to keep an eye on last year. He came in as an outsider to win SummerFAST overall, and that is Kid Rock and Alex Jankowski. And I'll tell you what, he's got a few added people on his crew this week, especially Jay Castamore doing his tires here for the 4-race swing.
That's right. He alluded to a little bit more. Tommy Conroy and Jay Castamore are both in the pit area with him today. Jay Castamore has got his 84Y shirt on, and those are crew members that have made the Hall of Fame, and they're leaning on the 44 notebook of Stuart Friesen. Of course, he's been doing really well here at Weedsport on conserving his tires during the feature event. Alex Jankowski has not been a slouch either. He had an 8th place run back in May, and I was more impressed with his 4th place finish in the Hall of Fame 100, where he had to climb through a very deep redraw.
Indeed, he did, and he comes into tonight's racing action overall 79 points behind our point leader, Matt Williamson. And one thing to keep an eye on, Rich, yes, all 4 races, points-paying races, they will go toward the championship as we get ready for round number 16 this evening at Weedsport. But we will also crown a champion over these 4 nights at SummerFast, and all 4 nights getting in. 3 tracks, 3/8 miles. Of course, you have the wild card with Land of Legends a half mile, but I think we're going to be in for some great racing over these next 4 days.
Yeah, and like I said, the track conditions are going to change a lot as we go through these nights. We were expecting very dry, slick, and again, a band came through about 3 o'clock, and there were 10 to 15 minutes, Mike, where you and I are looking and going, are we going to be okay? But this racetrack was a champion. The track crew has had no problem getting it back into working order. But it's going to be fast. It's going to be narrow early on, so timing well is going to be highly important, because I think when we get into these heat races, we're still going to be getting to the maximum capacity that this racetrack wants for allowing drivers to move up through the pack.
It's going to be interesting to see as we're almost getting ready to go. To get ready, we're going to see our hot lap sessions come on the Speedway momentarily. Rich, we'll come back to you in a little while. Don't forget, though, Summerfast Bracket Challenge. You only have till 7:30 to enter. Head back down behind the grandstands. You'll see the QR code at the Super DIRTcar Series hospitality tent down there and on your screen right now if you're here at the racetrack to jump into that for a chance to win 2 tickets to World Finals. But track crew's starting to finish up their preparations here this evening. Dave Farney's done his stretches up in the flag stand. He's about ready to go, as we're getting ready momentarily for the first group of hot laps to make their way onto the racing surface. The first of 4 nights of racing for Summerfast. As track crew's just going to finish off a few laps around here, we'll have the DIRTcar Sportsmen making their way onto the Speedway to kick things off. Then we'll go to our Super DIRTcar Series hot laps, Mod Light hot laps. Super DIRTcar Series qualifying coming up after that, as the field looks to finish things up, or track crews rather, on the racing surface before we get done with our preparations, get ready for cars on the racetrack for the first time this evening. 35 Super DIRTcar Series Big Block Modifieds set to go, so that means we will go with a 4-heat program this evening, one last chance showdown coming our way, and with a 75 laps, 7,500 to win feature event this evening, that means we will redraw 8 cars later tonight. So it'll be the first 4 rows is where we'll find out who these guys will start, and they got to finish top 2 in their heat race. It'll be top 5 to transfer a little bit later. And of course, we'll go Group A and Group B qualifying coming our way in just a little bit as we await the DIRTcar Sportsmen to make their way onto the racing surface for the first time. And now, of course, the goodest time as ever to bring in the 3rd member of the broadcast team this evening and the voice of the Weedsport Speedway, Shane Andrews. It is good to see you once again, my friend, as we get ready to go for tonight's racing action.
Mike, welcome back. Great to have you here again, and thanks for coming out with the Super DIRTcar Series here this evening. Want to welcome everybody sitting in the grandstand, everybody watching at home on DIRTVision. Great to have you here with us. Thanks for making us part of your Sunday afternoon, and looks like Mother Nature is going to cooperate with us here today, Mike, and track looking pretty good right now. We'll see what happens when the cars get out on the Speedway, but I think we're gonna see some great racing tonight.
Well, you timed that pretty well. We got cars coming out on the Speedway right now, and I see you got a list of about 50 nicknames.
Yeah, those are all my nicknames for Dave Farney. His brother Jeff's actually sitting next to me here tonight, so I'll go through a few of those when we have a moment. But we've got the DIRTcar Sportsmen rolling trackside for their first look at the Speedway here this evening. Timed hot laps for the DIRTcar Sportsmen here tonight, so if you are fast in your hot lap session, guess what? You'll start on the pole for your heat race. Leading them out, Brian Harbour. Well, let's see. Let me start this over again. Let's try this again. Richard Murtaugh out of Fulton, New York, in the number 33. He's leading them down the backstretch. Right behind him, Brian Harbour in car number 28. He's out of Syracuse, New York, or if you live near Syracuse, it's called Syracuse. or chaos this week with the fair and all the construction that's been going on. For those of you that came through 690 and 695, you know what I'm talking about. Right behind them, the 33 junior, Clayton Brewer III. He is out of Fulton, New York, in that blue and white number 33 machine. Behind him, we are going to find out of Jordan, New York, in car number 16X, that is Savannah LaFleur. Savannah LaFleur in the number 16X machine. Also on the Speedway out of Hannibal, New York, that is Austin Cooper. Austin Cooper in the number 11C, making his way into turn number 4. Now we're going to bounce over to turn number 3 with car number 10. That is Austin Germinio. Austin Germinio in car number 10G, the black and orange number 10G, making his way into the 4th turn. Also working their way into turn number 3 and 4 out of Seneca Falls, New York. That is Frank Guerry Jr. Frank Guerry Jr. in the 113. Trevor Catalano, car number 54, out of Ontario, New York, making his way onto the front straightaway, and right behind him in car number 63, Dylan Woodworth. Dylan Woodworth out of Williamson, New York. 26 DIRTcar sportsmen here with us tonight. 26 DIRTcar sportsmen. They're first for their hot laps, and the Super DIRTcar Series will be out. Following them, Mod Lights, and then we will have qualifying for the Super DIRTcar Series, Groups A and B. Dave Farney, the Director of Traffic Control, known worldwide as the Director of Traffic Control. You know, if he was a top shelf liquor, Jeff, he'd be known as Grand Farnier. Thank you, Smitty, for that one again. On the West Coast, he's known as California.
I've got something for him, too.
In Switzerland, he's known as Yodeling Two to Go. In Poland, he's known as dropping the green ski. My favorite one, though, down in the deep south, he's known as waving D flags. You ever watch the show Family Guy? No? Well, they're located in Quahog. You know what he'd be known if he was a member of Quahog? He'd be known as Flagmire. Giggity. All right.
You don't play the milkshake song anymore.
I haven't played the milkshake song for Dave in a while. He actually, there's a reason for that, Tim. The last time we played that here, he got boogieing so hard he threw his hip out. And he couldn't sit out on the boat on the Oneida Lake for a couple of days. So, or mow that postage stamp lawn that he has 3 times with the weed eater, you know.
You know, I have a favorite one of these I just want to point out.
Okay.
Farney the Red Dinosaur might be my favorite one.
Farney the Red Dinosaur. Interesting. If he was a children's book. Yes. But he's always been known as Senior Silk. So using the Sportsman right now to help us work in a little bit of this moisture. If you weren't in the area earlier today, Mother Nature decided to rain on our parade for a few minutes, and I don't think it hurt us at all, to be honest with you. I think it helped us. It's very good because it gives it a nice, even level of water all the way around the speedway.
Text me that.
Craig Handley out of Picton, Ontario, Canada, in the number 91, coming out to give us a hand as well. A few other cars starting to make their way out from qualifying sessions 2 and 3. Zach Sabaka in the number 38, Cody Manita in that number 6 car. Tyler Gazzardi in the number 7G, the MSR Racing Machine. Tyler Corcoran in the number 64, also lending some efforts here tonight, along with Samuel Groom out of Jordan, New York, in the number 14. Dan Ferguson in the number 11. Tony Finch II out of Pennellville, New York, in the Zero Machine, also coming out. Well, the more tires we can get on here, the better. Of course, spreading them around the speedway as well. You did see the Packer trucks and the water trucks out here earlier packing in, but when you put multiple race cars out on the speedway surface like this, it has a tendency to work a little bit quicker. Timmy Borden Jr. out of Interlake, New York. That number 23 coming by to help us out here tonight. So big appreciation to the drivers that are coming out and helping us work this in. It was a little wet down there in turn number 1 and 2, but you can see what the tires will do when you have multiple tires out there. I may have to do the SummerFAST bracket challenge. See if I can win 2 tickets to the World Finals.
You should definitely get in.
I should. Maybe I will. I haven't decided yet.
Well, you got until 7:30. So
I do have till 7:30, yes.
your time's starting to run out there.
Maybe after this hot laps, maybe after hot laps for the Dirt Car Sportsman while you're handling the big blocks, maybe I'll venture in to see what it's all about and, you know, make my picks and everything. That 5-12 matchup is very intriguing to me.
6-11's not bad either.
No.
Katie and Sears.
Yeah, yes. Michael is driving with a little extra momentum this week, as I'm sure you'll get into.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's had a big weekend, to say the least. But
Yes, absolutely. Talked to both him and his dad, Jim, here tonight, and both of them beaming with pride. Congratulations to the Mahaney Pouch family on the arrival of their baby boy. Mod Lights are also in action here tonight.
race 3 of a 3-race weekend.
Yes, the Mod Lights have a little touring series going on. Have a little touring series going on this week. The Mod Light Star Series Beast of the East Showdown. This is night number 3. And they'll be racing tomorrow night at the Brewerton Speedway as well. They started this little mini series on Friday at Brewerton. Raced last night at the Fulton Speedway. Justin Williams in car number 10W, current points leader right now over Zach Babcock by a slim margin of 8 points.
Now, the interesting thing for tomorrow, Shane, the way it's going to work for them is the top 24 in points are going to be a part of the show tomorrow night at the Brewerton Speedway. So.
Invitational only, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But easy way to do it, just take your top 24 from all 3 nights. They go in, 3 heats, feature, see who's going to be the best man.
Nothing wrong with that. That's at the D-shaped Dirt Demon Brewerton Speedway tomorrow night. Well, looks like call is going over the one-way radio from Race Control that the timed group practice for Group 1 go to the bottom. Those in Group 2 go to the top side and make your way off the speedway and back into the pits. So we are just moments away from a timed hot lap session for the Dirt Car Sportsmen here tonight. 26 Dirt Car Sportsmen, they will all start. There will be no last chance showdown tonight for the Dirt Car Sportsmen. So everyone will start their feature this evening. Heat races will be 8 laps in distance. Top 3 will go to the redraw, so we'll have 9 cars redrawing for feature starting positions, top 3 from each heat races. 50-50 ticket sellers coming through the grandstand area. First prize is the money. Second prize, 2 general admission tickets to the Weedsport Speedway coming up later this season. As a matter of fact, it's our final race of the year coming up on September 6th. Cavalcade Cup 100 with the Super DIRTcar Series and the Sportsman Classic 75. We want to say hello to everybody from the Marshall Companies here with us tonight. They're having an employee night here. We welcome everybody with them. Marshall Companies, of course, great sponsors and longtime supporters of the Weedsport Speedway, not only with pit stop convenience stores, but also E&V Energy. And we also want to say hello to the Stop DWI New York for their support of the Weedsport Speedway, and say hello to the gang from Monroe Mechanical, who of course brings us the Monroe Mechanical Pavilion, and our friends from J&B Installations, longtime sponsor of the Baldwinsville Bandit, Jimmy Phelps. So we are green. Hot lap session, Dirt Car Sportsman. we'll give you some times as they click them off as they work their way around the port. 16.542 for Frank Guerri, 16.543 for Trevor Catalano, 17.263. Dylan Woodworth, 16.708. Savannah LaFleur, 16.453. Richard Murtaugh. Clayton Brewer, 16.478. Austin Cooper, 17.049. Richard Murtaugh, 16.126. He'll go to the top of the charts with the Austin Germinio 10G going back to the top with a 16.048. Trevor Catalano, a 16.234. Frank Guerri, a 16.402. And Clayton Brewer, the third, a 16.371. Austin Germinio, a 16.048, fastest in that practice session. Richard Murtaugh, 16.093. Trevor Catalano, 16.234. Frank Guerri, a 16.402. Clayton Brewer, the third, 16.371. Your top five. Followed by Brian Harbour, Trevor Catalano, Savannah LaFleur, Dylan Woodworth, and Austin Cooper. Second set of hot laps for the dirt car sportsmen. Craig Handley out of Picton, Ontario, Canada, leading him out on the speedway as the zero of Tony Finch II out of Pennville, New York, follows suit in the zero car. Out of Cato, New York, in car number 6, that's Cody Manita. Cody Manita in the car number 6, the blue and white number 6 up there in turn number 1 and 2. Making his way down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. That's car number 64. That is Tyler Corcoran. Tyler Corcoran out of Central Square, New York, in the number 64 machine. As we take a look at him just entering the picture here at the Speedway on DIRTVision. There's Manita. Tyler Corcoran in the 64.
Correct.
Zach Sabaka out of Parrish, New York, in car number 38. Former Sportsman feature winner here at the Speedway. Tyler Gazzardi in that black, white, and green number 7G. Tyler Gazzardi in the 7G, also out on the racing surface. Behind him, Samuel Groom out of Jordan, New York. Timmy Borden Jr. in the number 23B out of Interlake in New York, also on the racetrack.
All right, group. Go ahead and space yourselves out here this week. You have green, white checker.
Green, white checker hot lap session for Dirt Car Sportsmen. This is the second of 3 for them here tonight. Dave Farney unfurling the green. It looks like we're going to be on Cody Manita, first car officially on the clocks as we get the green for Dirt Car Sportsman session number 2. Manita will be the first car to set time for session number 2 as he comes across the stripe. 16.457. Corcoran a 16.175. Sabaka 16.557. Gazzardi 16.852. Dan Ferguson 16.387, second quickest thus far. Timmy Borden 7th quickest, 16.724. Craig Handley 6th quickest. 16.094 for Tyler Corcoran right now. We car number 64. Fastest of this group. Tony's Finch the second, 16.280 to the 2 spot. Sabaka 16.714 that last time by. Corcoran a 16.194 his last time by. But the 16.094 of Tyler Corcoran will hold as he is fastest in session number 2. Corcoran 16.194. Tony Finch the second in the 0 car, a 16.228. Tyler Gazzardi in the 7G, a 16.370. Dan Ferguson, 16.516 in car number 11. And fifth fastest, Cody Manita, 16.574, followed by Timmy Borden Jr., Zach Sabaka, Samuel Groom. Session number 3 for the Dirt Car Sportsmen, their final timed hot lap session. Emmett Waldron out of Savannah, New York, in car number 4, the Pit Stop Convenience Stores. Number 4 machine will lead him out onto the racing surface. Owen Bird out of Fulton, New York, in the number 12, making his way up into turn number 1 and 2. Behind him, we will find in the number 41S out of Middlesex, New York, that is Chase Spoor. Chase Spoor in the number 41 out of Middlesex, New York. Also on the Speedway out of Brewerton, New York, winner Friday night at the D-shaped Dirt Demon, Riley Rogala. Riley Rogala in the number R1. Making his way down the back straightaway in car number 711, that is Nick Ventura. Nick Ventura in the number 711 machine. Jake Davis, the Snake, out of Memphis, New York, having some trouble firing up the number 15 J machine, needing some assistance around the Speedway. Just doesn't want to seem to start up for him. Parker Fowler out of Chittenango, New York, in car number 22. And right behind him, his dear old uncle, Fear the Beard, Mike Fowler, out of Fulton, New York, in the number 410 machine. Parker's first attempt at qualifying here at the Weedsport Speedway. Uncle Mike. We see him on the screen right now in the number 410 out of Fulton, New York. Has learned his way around the Speedway very well over the last couple of years. As we're going to wind him up tight and let him fly, Emmett Waldron will be the first one on the clocks as we get the green for the third and final session for the Dirt Car Sportsmen. Everybody up to speed. First time around, Emmett Waldron. He'll bring the number 4 by at a 16.491. Owen Bird, 16.617. Chase Spoor, 16.824. Ventura. As Ventura comes by at a 16.349, and we are going to see the pace stopped here as Riley Rogala out of Brewerton, New York. Number R1 coming to a stop just past the start-finish line. As the Weedsport Speedway safety truck, brought to us by Mohawk Northeast and Sterling Lubricants, will assess the situation before they make a determination on whether Riley Rogala needs to be pushed or taken back to the pits. Compliments of the tow truck, and it looks like it is going to be the push that will get him back. So Riley and the crew will have to go to work on getting that R1 ready to go for heat racing action tonight, which will be coming up a little bit later on. Super DIRTcar Series hot laps for the big block modifieds will be coming up next. Once we get through this practice qualifying session for the DIRTcar Sportsmen. Race number 3 of the Super DIRTcar Series here in 2025. One more coming up, the Cavalcade Cup weekend. 4 stops here at the port in 2025, Mike Warren.
Going to be a big weekend, Shane, as we look to get closer to it a little bit later on here in 2025. And, you know, one thing to keep an eye on for you that's going to be good, Dallas already be 0-1 by the time we get to the weekend. I saw who they played. I don't like your chances.
Well, they won't technically be eliminated from playoff action at that point, but you never know. Need to sign that big number 11 before they do anything.
You're not kidding there.
So we are going to try this again. It looks like the Rabbit will be the 22 of Parker Fowler as we get green one more time unfurled on the Speedway by starter Dave Farney. Watching the 7-Eleven of Nick Ventura coming off of turn number 4 as he is wound up. First car behind him is the 22 of Parker Fowler. 17,229, Uncle Mike, 16,256. Owen Bird, a 16,554 to Emmett Waldron to the top, 16,183. Fowler, a 16,177, and then Emmett Waldron, a 16,144. Putting him back on top of the speed charts right now as the checkered flag flies on this third and final session for the Dirt Car Sportsman. As the checkered flag falls, it'll be Emmett Waldron, a 16,168, Mike Fowler, 16,292, Owen Bird, 16,285, Nick Ventura is 16,320, and Chase Spoor, 16,624. Parker Fowler, 16,907. That wraps up the timed hot laps for the Dirt Car Sportsman. Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modified setting over on the staging lanes, but not for long as they are going to be making their way trackside in just a moment. We're going to turn it over to Mike Warren.
Well, thank you, Shane, as we get ready to go the first Super DIRTcar Series hot lap session going to roll its way onto the speedway here momentarily. Now, when we entered this evening, drivers were split up into groups A and B, as they are each and every event when there is more than 31 cars, and that's going to be the case this evening. Leading them out, driver who had a good run here last time in the Hall of Fame 100 out of Syracuse, New York, in the FX Caprera car companies. Matco Tools, car number 15, it's Todd Ruder. Ruder will be the first car on the racing surface. Then behind him will be the driver out of Napierville, Quebec. In the Gamache group, Archipel, car number 91, it's Hollywood, Felix Waugh. The Barron's Performance Warehouse, car number 3, B Machine out of Florida, New York. That's going to be Ryan Barron. Ryan Barron will work his way out of turn number 2. Then it'll be the driver out of Montezuma, New York in the MP delivery. Car number M1, it's Dave Marcachilli. Dave Marcachilli makes his way down the back straightaway in the M1 machine. Next car on the racing surface picked up a big win on Friday night at the Brewerton Speedway. In the Rudy's Got Hooked, all-in-welling supply X car, it's Chad Phelps. Chad Phelps will make his way down on the back straightaway, and then behind him, one of the drivers he beat out of Phoenix, New York in the FX Caprera Honda. Tracy Road Equipment, car number 99L, it's Lightning, Larry White. Bob Gannon out of Garnerville, New York in the Schultz Ford. Curtis Landscaping, car number 21M, works his way down the back straightaway. Then behind him, the driver out of Hopewell, New York. Picked up the win at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway a couple of weeks ago in the 70A machine. The Honeywell Auto Parts Big Creek Concrete entry, that is Alex Payne. Picked up the win at Sharon last week. The next driver in line out of Montgomery, New York, in the Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, Tire Discount Center, Swift Springs, car number 4. That's the Ant-Man, Anthony Parego, in the Mitty Salerno-owned entry as we get ready. Hot lap session number 1, making its way on the speedway now. Larry White the quickest so far with a 15.074 in the 99L machine. Alex Payne second quick with a 15.152 as we roll through this first hot lap session. You see the 70A making his way down through turn number 3 and 4. Second quick. Felix Waugh third quick with a 15.186. Parego fourth quick, 15.210. Dave Marcachilli fifth quick with a 15.265. As we complete our first hot lap session of the evening. Don't forget, with the Super DIRTcar Series, hot laps pays. Our good friends from Jam Performance will offer $100 to whoever has the fastest hot lap for our Jam Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award this evening. Right now, that's Larry White with a 15.074 as group number 2 rolls on the speedway. Leading him out to be the driver to Ransomville, New York. In the High Marks, Sterling Lubricants, car number 25 machine, it's Eric Rudolph. Into
Behind him will be the driver picking up a win in 358 modified competition out at the Airborne Park Speedway on Thursday. Backing it up at the win at the Albany-Saratoga Speedway on Friday night at Smooth Shoe, Mike Mahaney in the George Hutting-owned car number 35 machine as he works his way down into turn number 3 and 4. The proud new dad. Then it's the Ginger Ninja out of Saratoga Springs, New York, in the Benson's Pet Center car number 2 machine. It's Jack Lehner. Jack Lehner will make his way down into turn number 3 and 4. Then behind him, driver out of Fulton, New York at the Gearbox Driving Experience, Mohawk Northeast, car number 5H. It's Amy Holland. Amy Holland will make her way off turn number 4. This next driver picked up the win in the DIRTcar 358 modified feature event at the Thunder Mountain Speedway last night. The FX Capera Harley Davidson, car number 12 machine. It's Darren Smith. And behind him, picked up a podium at Sharon won just over a week ago. Out of Welland, Ontario, the Transport Sales and Services 3RS, it's Dalton Slack. Zach Payne of the Proctor Enterprises MP Delivery 7Z machine works his way on the back straightaway. And how about it? The Batmobile is black as they make their way off turn number 3 and 4. The Batman, Peter Britton, going to make his way by in the 21A as he works his way up into turn number 1 and 2. Final car on the racetrack will be Justin Stone to the 15X as we move through our hot lap session for the Super DIRTcar Series. Number 2 going green here at the port. Eric Rudolph unloading fast in this session, 14.991. Peter Britton going to be a little quicker with a 14.853. Mahaney second quick now with a 14.971. As you see Darren Smith roll his way into turn number 1 and 2. He's 6th quick with a 15.120. The Batman at the top with a 14.853. As Peter Britton makes his way down the back straightaway after the checkered flag, he'll go to the top of the leaderboard, 14.853 for the Batman. Mahaney second quick, Rudolph third quick, Darren Smith fourth quick, Larry White fifth quick with a 15.074 as we finish off our second hot lap session for the Super DIRTcar Series this evening. Session number 3 going to work its way out on the speedway. Leading him out will be the driver to King Ferry, New York in the 24R machine. It's Will Shields. Will Shields will work his way up into turn number 1 and 2. And it will be the driver out of Queensbury, New York in the Generation 2 roofing car number 14, the man known as Tomater. That's Brendan Darrah. Brendan Darrah will make his way down the back straightaway. Then it'll be the driver of the Watkins, out of Watkins Glen, New York in the Leaf Raceway. Car number 17 machine is Marcus Dinkins. Marcus Dinkins will be back on the back straightaway. Then it's a driver out of Memphis, New York in the Syracuse Haulers. Car number 32R RD3, Ronnie Davis III. Logan Watt out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania, back with us in the 4M machine as he works his way down through turn number 3 and 4. Then it's your most recent winner with the Super DIRTcar Series and defending series champion of St. Catharines, Ontario on the Bus Shoe Chevrolet Barron's Performance Warehouse, car number 88. It's Bunny Matt Williamson. Your defending SummerFAST champion who just picked up his second straight Fonda Speedway title last night at the Covington Township, Pennsylvania in the 84Y. That is Alex Jankowski. And final car on the racetrack in the Roscoe, New York in the Quality Forestry Management car number 28 car. That's going to be Mike Troutschel. The green flag out on the speedway. Group number 3 of hot laps for the Super DIRTcar Series this evening. Car slowing on the back straightaway. That's going to be the 17 of Marcus Dinkins. Showed a little bit of smoke from the back of that 17 car. Dinkins in that Leaf Racewear. Finger Lakes Custom Cleaning 17 car. Going to pull it pit side. You're at the port. Driver's not quite finished up with this session. Peter Britton still the quickest time here in hot laps with a 14.853. For the driver out of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, who picked up a victory last night at the Land of Legends Raceway. Held off that guy, Matt Williamson, who put on a dominating performance at the Ransomville Speedway on Tuesday night. As we go back to green, Williamson, of course, most recently here at the Speedway. A 3-time winner over the past 3 seasons. And interestingly enough, as Alex Jankowski makes his way off of turn number 4, we have not had a winner come from the front row here at the Weedsport Speedway since 2022. So the redraw, not quite everything. As We've had a couple come from row 2, but most recently it's been row 3. Friesen has actually won the last 3 from either 5th or 6th. Williamson started 7th, 5th, and 3rd in his last 3 wins. You have to go back to the Hall of Fame 100 back in 2022 when Jimmy Phelps won from the number 2 spot. As Williamson makes his way off of the racing surface, Britton still the quickest in hot laps with a 14.853. As the final group going to roll its way onto the speedway and leading them out, welcome back to the Super DIRTcar Series, the driver to Mooresville, North Carolina, the Jack Laner owned Glenn Steyer's Racing Weekend Archery car number Crazy 8. That's Bad Max, Max McLaughlin. Behind him, former teammate and the boss here at the Weedsport Speedway. At a Baldwinsville, New York in the JMB installation. Mohawk Northeast, car number 98H, the Baldwinsville Bandit, Jimmy Phelps. Behind him, 10-time Super DIRTcar Series champion out of Waterloo, New York, in the Hurlock Auto and Speed Supply, St. Lawrence Radiology, Westmoreland Golf Club, car number 9S, Super Matt Shepard. Matt Shepard will work his way down the back straightaway. Then it's a driver, only his 3rd time running a big block modified. That's a driver of the number 5 machine out of Brewerton, New York. That's going to be Kyle Devendorf. Kyle Devendorf will make his way down the back straightaway. Behind him, the driver out of Hastings, New York in the EMB Energy Pit Stop Convenience Store, car number 83X. That's Tim Seegers Jr. Then it'll be the MD3 Rookie of the Year contender out of Neshannock Station, New Jersey in the Ace Materials Active Disposal, car number 6. That's Matt Stengel. The 44 of Chris Holsizer out of Brewerton, New York will work his way through turn number 3 and 4. And it's a driver who needs no introduction out of Rochester, New York, behind the wheel of the Sunrise Installation, car number 27J, the Dr. Danny Johnson. Danny Johnson will work his way off the corner. Final car on the racing surface in the 7B machine. That'll be Mitchell Bard out of Memphis, New York, as we get ready for this 4th and final hot lap session. Britton still with the time to beat, 14.853. Jimmy Phelps going to be 4th quick, 15.025 for the Beeville Bandit. As the white flag comes out on the speedway now. Britton quickest, 14.853. Mahaney second quick, 14.971. Rudolph still 3rd quick, 14.991. Phelps 5th quick, 15.025. Or rather 4th quick for the 98H as checkered flag will come out on the speedway. Shepard up the 5th quick on that final lap with a 15.037, but that will wrap things up. Phelps going to be quickest in that group with a 15.025, but tonight's quickest driver in our hot lap session and the recipient of the Jam Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award will be the driver to Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and the number 21A machine, the Batman, Peter Britton. That'll be Britton's first Jam Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award of the 2025 season, becoming the 12th driver to grab that here this evening, and a very important start, Rich Fleck, for Peter Britton. Now, we realize it doesn't count, of course, toward competition this evening, but for Britton and Jimmy Phelps, a very good start up front.
Yeah, and he had a fast lap really at Sharon and Ransomville this week, did Peter Britton in hot laps, but only transferred it one night. Now, Mike Mahaney showing a lot of speed. He showed it there. But Eric Rudolph, 3rd quickest in hot laps. I'm going to keep my eye on that. A good time trial effort. Remember, he is the most recent big block winner here as part of the World of Outlaws race about 4 weeks ago.
Thank you, Rich. Mod Light's going to make their way onto the speedway for what I believe will be 3 timed hot lap sessions coming your way. Shane Andrews,
yes.
Take it back over.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. As we get ready to go with the Mod Light division, we'll tell you who's out here. Mod Light's 26. Mod Light's here with us this evening. Kent Chandler out of Bridgeport, New York in car number 8, making his way up there into turn number 1 and 2. Tyler Winger in the number 4, the number 11 of Joseph Dunlap out of Shelbyville, Tennessee. Making the trek up here. Actually, that's Jack Lyon. My apologies, Jack Lyon in the number 11X. Dylan Slider out of Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada in car number 2. The blue car just heading up there into turn at number 1. Kyle Demo out of Fulton, New York in the number 22 machine. Joe Isabel slated to go in this practice session in the number 6J machine. And as I say that, he magically appears on the front stretch. Francois Marcoux out of Drummondville, Quebec in the number 98. The 2R of Jacob Dupra out of Baldwinsville, New York at the number 44. Of Ryan Anderson out of Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada. Anthony Scott in the number 80X. Dylan Slider in the number 2. As the mod lights get the green. Thomas Mutter out of West Monroe, New York in the yellow number 69. As Isabella 17.622, but Ryan Anderson in the 44 is 17.596. Kyle Demo is 17.931. Jacob Dupra 17.932. 18.084 for Anthony Scott. As Demo turns a 17.508. Quickest so far. Tyler Winger, 17.275 for the number 4. Jumping up to the top of the heap in this practice session. As the checkered flag falls, Tyler Winger, car number 4 is 17.197. Kyle Demo in the number 22, a 17.357. Ryan Anderson, 17.535. Joe Isabel in the 6J is 17.584. Jacob Dupra, 17.868, his best lap, as you can see up on the scoreboard, the top 10. As group number 1 wrapping up. Session number 2 for the Mod Lights. Greg Zach out of Dane City, Ontario, Canada, leading them out. The number 9W, Doug Williams out of Central Square, New York, making his way down the back straightaway. The number 10 of Brandon Dennis out of Greenwood, Delaware, making the trek up here tonight. Tom Mackey out of Hastings, New York, in the number 99. The number 19 of Roger Parties out of Canton, New York, from way up north. Roger Olszewski, the red, white, and blue, number 9 out of Wolcott, New York. Ashton Anderson out of Port Colborne, Ontario, Canada, in the number 15. Jaden McDowell out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, in the 722. Joseph Dunlap out of Shelbyville, Tennessee, in the number 11. And Justin Williams out there in car number 10W. As we are underway with the Mod Light second session, timed hot laps. Jaden McDowell, 17.120. Joseph Dunlap, a 17.784. Brandon Dennis, 17.464. Doug Williams, 17.645. Roger Olszewski, a 17.981. Ashton Anderson, 17.995. Tom Mackey, 18.150. Greg Zach, 18.669. Zach, an 18.244 that time, a 17.093 for Jaden McDowell. Ashton Anderson, 17.966. Joseph Dunlap, a 17.420. Brandon Dennis, a 17.446. And Doug Williams, an 18.230 that time. As the checkered flag falls on this second practice session for the Mod Light division, and Jaden McDowell with a 17.093. Justin Williams, 17.413. Joseph Dunlap, 17.420. That's Justin Williams, my apologies, in the 10W, a 17.413. Brandon Dennis, a 17.446, and Roger Olszewski Jr., a 17.643, rounding out the top 5. Session number 2 is in the books. Session 3 on the Speedway for the Mod Lights. 10 cars will be out on the racing surface. Zach Babcock out of Canastota, New York, in car number 88, making his way down the front straightaway. Cohen Corbett out of St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, in the number 32 machine. Yo 6, Mike Mullen, longtime campaigner in the Mod Light division, out of Parrish, New York. In this Scriba Town Inn sponsored ride. Pierre Oliver Trudel out of Granby, Quebec. Joe Garofalo in the number 55. Nicholas Garofalo in the 155. Michael Dion out of Sherbrooke, Quebec, in the number 5 car. Kent Chandler in car number 8, and Matt Kitts in the 5R, and Ryan McKinney out of Magnolia, Delaware, in the V75. 17.416 for Ryan McKinney. Michael Dion, 17.758. Mike Mullen, 17.758. Pierre Oliver Trudel, 17.792. Joe Garofalo, 18.040. Cohen Corbett, a 17.525. As the checkered flag falls, Matt Kitts, 18.409, his best lap. Kent Chandler, an 18.463. As Ryan McKinney, in the number 75, a 17.416. Cohen Corbett, 17.525. Pierre Oliver Trudel, in the 17.562 bracket. Joe Garofalo, 17.743. Mike Mullen, a 17.758 to round out the top 5 in the timed qualifying for the Mod Light division. That wraps up the Mod Light Hot Laps. We are moving right along through our program here tonight, and up next, qualifying for the Super DIRTcar Series Big Block Modifieds. Mike Warren, we're going to send it back to you.
Well, thank you, Shane. As we get ready to go, and of course, fans, as we get ready for our qualifying sessions, we have just 14 minutes for you to sign up for our SummerFAST Bracket Challenge this evening. Time starting to run out is at 7:30. The entries will close. So get a good look through these qualifying sessions to see who just might be the driver that you want to pick this evening as we get ready to roll here momentarily with the first group about to come on to the Speedway. Of course, each of the drivers were split into 2 groups this evening for the Super DIRTcar Series. It'll be 18 drivers in Group A, 17 drivers in Group B. Group A will line up the heat races for Heat Race 1 and 2. Group B will be 3 and 4 this evening as we get ready for the first cars to make their way onto the Speedway. Leading them out will be the driver of the MP delivery car number 1 machine, the M1 of Dave Marcachilli. He'll be the first car to make his way onto the Speedway to take time. Then it'll be the FX Cabrera. Car Company's 15 of Todd Root, the 3 of Ryan Barrett, the X car of Chad Phelps out there on the Speedway as well. First 4 cars on the Speedway for qualifying this evening as the green flag comes out on the track. Marcachilli will be the first car to take time as they roll their way up through turn number 1 and 2. You see Todd Root picked up a heat race win the last time we were here at the Weedsport Speedway. He comes to the white flag. Marcachilli first, 15.666. Todd Root will be faster, 15.441. Ryan Barrett second quick with a 15.583. Chad Phelps fourth quick with a 15.702.
Second time around for the M1 machine. Marcachilli goes back to second quick with a 15.444. Root stays at the top faster on lap 2 with a 15.373. Barrett faster on lap 2, 15.499. Chad Phelps stays fourth quick with a 16.120. Session number 2 in Group A going to roll its way out onto the speedway here momentarily. As we get ready for the next 4 cars to come onto the speedway, should be the 25 of Eric Rudolph, as one of the drivers Rich is going to pay attention to in this one. It's been no secret Rudolph has had a little bit of struggle qualifying here in the 2025 season, as many nights he's been the car coming from the back of the field and gaining the most positions. He's out there with Anthony Perrego, the winner at Sharon last week. Alex Payne, the winner at Brockville in the 78, and the 99L of Lightning, Larry White. As we go green. Eric Rudolph going to be the first car to make his way around to take time. 15.373, the time at the top of the leaderboard. Owned by Todd Root. Rudolph going to be fourth quick with a 15.510. First time around for Borrego, fifth quick with a 15.510. Alex Payne, second quick with a 15.4. Larry White's first lap, second quick with a 15.398. Field works back around. Rudolph to the top with a 15.233. Then it's Anthony Borrego. We'll see what he comes around as. Sixth quick for Borrego, 15.447. Alex Payne, fourth quick, 15.595 on lap number 2. Larry White, third quick, 15.505. But Eric Rudolph to the top of the leaderboard with a 15.233, and Rich Black, I'll bring you in right here. If it stays, this will be one of the best runs for Rudy in qualifying here in 2025 at a time he needs it.
Exactly. He is coming into the night fourth in points. Mike, he does not have a heat win yet this year, but he did win his heat here 3 weeks ago and went on to win the feature.
Next 4 cars going to roll their way out onto the speedway. 8 cars have gone, or rather 7. 8 cars have gone in qualifying. Felix Wallaby, car number 9, to come out and take time in the Gamache Group. Barkapel, car number 91 machine. Then they'll be your Jam Performance Fastest Hot Lap Award winner, the Batman, Peter Brinton, the 21A at Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. The 12 of Darren Smith going to work his way off of turn number 2 in the 3RS at Dalton Slack. Here for the next group of qualifying on the speedway now. As the green flag rolls onto the speedway, Felix Waugh going to bring him down through turn number 3 and 4. Here's the 91 as he comes to the flag stand. White flag is out on the speedway. Ninth quick for Waugh, 15.732. Peter Britton to the top with a 14.884. The Batman going to answer right back. Darren Smith, 15.246, looking to keep some momentum rolling. Dalton Slack, 10th quick with a 15.663. Second time around for Hollywood. He'll be fourth quick with a 15.362. Britton stays at the top, slower though on lap 2, 15.106. Darren Smith, second time around, 15.347. He'll stay third. Dalton Slack, second lap, fourth quick with a 15.305. So the Batman, Peter Britton, going to the top of the leaderboard, looking to grab the pole in heat race number 1. With Rudolph, right now would be on the pole on heat race number 2. 6 more cars to time in Group A before the heat race lineups are officially set. Amy Holland in the Gearbox Driving Experience Mohawk Northeast 5H car, making her 3rd consecutive start here for the Super DIRTcar Series this evening. Justin Stone in the 15X, the driver out of Middlebury, Vermont, and the 35 Smooth Shoe, Mike Mahaney. Out on the track as well as the green flag rolls onto the racing surface. You see Smooth Shoe, 2 wins already this week, 1 at Airborne, 1 at Albany, Saratoga. His first big block win of the season at Albany, Saratoga as well. He's been really thriving in the 358 Modified, but finally got the big block to go the way he wants it to. As Amy Holland comes by, she'll be 12th quick with a 15.675. First time around for Justin Stone, 14th quick with a 15.769. We'll see what Mahaney does off turn number 4. He's lifting the left front as he comes by. 9th quick for Mahaney, 15.409. First time for Amy, second time rather for Amy Holland, 13th quick with a 15.606. Then it's Justin Stone, 14th quick, 15.660. Second time around for Smooth Shoe. We'll see where he ends up. He'll be 9th quick with a 15.707. 3 cars left the time in Group A, 14.884. The time to beat. Set by Peter Britton.
Leading him out will be Bob McGannon. Big Brother Bob, as he's known, out of Garnerville, New York, in the Schultz Ford. Curtis Landscaping 21M car. Then it'll be the Benson's Pet Center 2 of the Ginger Ninja, Jack Planer, out there on the Speedway. And the Brocker Enterprises 7Z of Zach Payne. As we go green, final session in Group A of qualifying for the Super DIRTcar Series this evening. Zach Payne leading them around turn number 3 and 4. As McGannon will be the first car to see the white flag from Dave Farney off the corner. White flag out on the Speedway. 15th quick for McGannon, 15.675. Here's Jack Lehner's first lap. Lehner 17th quick with a 15.771. Zach Payne 14th quick with a 15.652. McGannon second time around, 16th quick, 15.830. The 2 and Jack Lehner, his second lap, 13th quick with a 15.521. Zach Payne final time around, 15th quick, 15.713. So the Batman, Peter Britton, with a 14.884 will start on the pole in heat race number 1. He'll be fastest overall in Group A. Eric Rudolph, second quick, he'll get the pole in heat race number 2 with a 15.233. And Rich Bleck, a couple of really good runs for both the 21A and the 25 car. And Britton's in that mix right now. It's between 7th and 12th. That's right together.
Exactly, and he can move up big time. Car looks good in black. He'll be right up in the front looking for his first heat win here in 4 years.
Group B, session number 1, going to roll his way out onto the Speedway. Will Shields will lead him out onto the track of the 24R. Then it'll be the 32R of RD3, Ronnie Davis III. The 28 of Mike Troutschul, and the Bush-Shoe Chevrolet 88 of Matt Williamson picked up the win of the Rob Martin Summer Nationals last week at the Ransomville Speedway in dominating fashion as the green flag rolls out on the Speedway. These will be setting up the lineups for heat races 3 and 4. As Williamson takes the green, Will Shields will be the first one. Across the flag stand, 15.817 for the driver out of King Ferry, New York, RD3. Second quick with a 15.941. Mike Troutschul to the top with a 15.639. Matt Williamson gonna beat it with a 15.199 at the top of the leaderboard. So Matt Williamson at the top. Will Shields, third quick, 15.711 on lap number 2. RD3, 16.061. He'll stay fourth. Troutschul still second quick, 15.653 on lap number 2. And Williamson will stay in the top, 15.415, but a 15.199 overall right now. 14.884 the overall time to beat, but Williamson right now in the position to start on the pole after 4 cars complete here in Group B. Reminder, folks, you want to sign up for the SummerFAST Bracket Challenge, you have a grand total of 4 minutes to get it done. You see the QR code on the screen right now. Get it on and sign up for your chance to win World Finals tickets as the next group rolls out on the Speedway. Kyle Devendorf will be the first car to make his way down the back straightaway right now. Then it'll be the 84Y, the defending SummerFAST champion, Alex Jankowski. The Crazy 8 of Mad Max, Max McLaughlin, and the 14 of Brendan Dara out there on the Speedway as we go green. Mad Max of the Mooresville, North Carolina, back at it in that 8 machine as he brings them up through turn number 1 and 2. First car that's going to take time will be Kyle Devendorf as he works down the front straightaway rather to the white flag. Devendorf fourth quick, 15.929. Jankowski second quick with a 15.458. First time around for McLaughlin, he's going to be fifth quick with a 15.822. Dara's first trip around will be 8th quick with a 16.075. Second time around, Devendorf. Third quick, 15.534. Jankowski second quick, 15.229. Mad Max will come by third quick with a 15.487. Second lap for Tomater will be 8th quick with a 16.028. So Williamson still at the top out after 8 cars, 15.199. Jankowski creeping closer, 15.229. Max McLaughlin, 15.487 for his first time to laps back in the Crazy 8 machine. And Rich, a good start for Max as he gets things rolling.
It's okay. Mike, what's the track record here?
The track record coming into this one, Rich Black, as the next cars work their way onto the Speedway, set by, well, it's now Peter Britton's. Demetrius Trelos came in with a 15.156. Britton has shattered that with a 14.884. As we go green flag in this next session, Logan Walk going to be the first one out there. Mitchell Bard out there as well, the 83X of Tim Sears Jr. and the 44 of Chris Holsizer. So we will have a new track record this evening. Logan Walk going to be the first car to go across the line. 6th quick, 15.704. Mitchell Bard, 9th quick, 16.015. Tim Sears Jr. 3rd quick with a 15.486. Chris Holsizer, 6th quick with a 15.573. Logan Watt, second time around. Third quick for the driver out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania, 15.331. Mitchell Bart, 11th quick, 16.051 on lap 2. Sears back to 4th quick, 15.561 on lap number 2. Chris Holsizer, 7th quick with a 15.573. Rich Fleck, we haven't seen Logan Watt for a while, but he's picking up right where he left off this evening here at the port.
Yeah, since we haven't seen him, he's won 2 races at Grandview, and one of them paid $10,000 to win, and he said, I like that it rained here. This is more suited to my driving style, what I see in central Pennsylvania.
Next group going to make its way out onto the speedway. Jimmy Phelps of the 98H will be the first car to roll onto the racing surface. Then it'll be the 6 of Matt Stengel. The 9S of Super Matt Shepard. We will have a new track record this evening, 14.884, set by Peter Britton in that last session. As Jimmy Phelps going to take the green flag out on the speedway. At the top of Group A, 15.199 for Williamson, still the time to beat. And one more car out onto the speedway, the Dr. Danny Johnson out there as well as we go green. White flag going to come out for Jimmy Phelps this time by. Phelps going to be 7th quick with a 15.544. First time around for Matt Stengel coming off his first top 10 of the season. He's going to be 11th quick with a 15.718. Shepard 4th quick with a 15.465. The Doctor first trip around, 11th quick with a 15.7. Phelps second time, 7th quick for the Bandit with a 15.501. Stengel second trip, 11th quick, 15.682. Shepard second time, 3rd quick with a 15.301. Danny Johnson second time around, 15.806. He'll be good enough for 12th quick, as that will wrap things up for our qualifying sessions here tonight. Your fastest timer, the Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award winner with a 14.884, a new track record here at the Weedsport Speedway. The driver out of Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, the 21A, the Batman, Peter Britton. Rich Fleck, I'll tell you what, a good run for Britton, great runs for Rudolph, and then in Group B, Matt and Matt, who are vying for the title right at the top of this one again.
Yeah, Heat 3 right now, Mike. Looks like it's going to be Matt Williamson, Matt Shepard on the front row, Tim Sears and Jimmy Phelps in row number 2. Those are 4 of the only 8 drivers that have won here in the last 42 starts in a modified. There's only been 8 drivers that have gone to Victory Lane or Victory Hill here in the last 42 modified starts. 4 of them are going to be right up in the first 4 spots of heat race number 3.
Well, that'll wrap up for our qualifying sessions this evening. We're going to take a quick break for the folks watching on DIRTVision. When we come back, we'll have opening ceremonies, move it or heat race action as you're watching coverage of the SummerFAST kickoff live on DIRTVision.
An August tradition returns to Central New York. Sunday, August 17th through Wednesday, August 20th. Join the Super DIRTcar Series for SummerFAST. 4 nights of action at Weedsport, Brewerton, Land of Legends, and Fulton, where a SummerFAST champion will be crowned. The shower of big block power heads to Central New York for SummerFAST. Visit SuperDIRTCarSeries.com for the details. Be there.
It's ARP Fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
Since 2016, DIG Race Products has had a sole focus on Northeast dirt modified shocks and suspension tuning. Located centrally in New York, DIG is the industry leader in at-track shock and setup support. This hands-on, at-the-track approach is what guides the design and development in delivering the highest quality shock absorbers to the dirt oval track market. Take your program to the next level and feel the difference on DIG.